All right, welcome guys to the Just for Friends trying to figure out HR. I almost forgot our title because it's been so long since we've done this show. We took a little break. Season 1 had ended, and now we are in season 2. First and foremost, baby update. Mama Mel had her baby, so congratulations, Mama Mel. Hope you and the baby and the family are doing really well. We miss you. Can't wait to have you back, but you're on your much needed maternity leave, so HR, we are HR, so you do get 80 accommodations and what is it, PWFA, whatever that
PWFA,
whatever.
Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. That's right.
Exactly. PWFA, yes, you get that. So so shout out to Mama Mel. But you will notice we have an HR professional here, a true HR professional. Holly Resources is here, so she's filling in for Mama Mel. So welcome to the show, and you've got your usual cast of characters, Jake from HR, and our PhD extraordinaire, Dr. Green, your local cheese eater, as he's for those of you not on the video, that's what he has as his title for tonight. So so welcome everybody, and welcome back again, season 2. If you missed anything that we have covered, we have all our stuff in archives. Go check it out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts. Look for Just for Friends Trying to Figure Out HR, the longest title for a podcast ever. Anyway, so Dr. Green, what is our topic tonight?
Well, today we're going to throw away the policy manual. We're going to give it to Jake from HR to hide the employee handbook. And we're going to do what HR truly dreams about all the time. We love and we want to do. We do it in our heads all day long. But it's clapping back at the walking HR violations that we have to deal with. That's the thing. What do you think?
So essentially, what goes on in our brain when someone asks the question, what really would we want to say versus what we actually say?
Right. Pretty much. And, we have to, as HR, we totally have to filter the immediate reactions that we have, which is, are you really that stupid?
Mm-hmm.
It's like word association.
All right. Like, little is to big, you had, all of the employees are our children.
All right. So HR clapbacks and things we want to say, but we can't. But before we get to that, Holly, Holly Resources, would you like to introduce yourself or say anything about yourself before we get started?
I'm Holly. I've been in HR for over 20 years. Worked at big companies, worked at small companies, supported companies in over 30 countries. I've worked with all of these lovely gentlemen in my past. So it's a reunion of sorts, but I'm excited to be here. So yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you. Yeah, it's funny. Everyone who comes on is related. It's like Kevin Bacon. Was it 7 degrees of
6 degrees of separation?
6 degrees. Yeah, exactly. Somebody is related to somebody in HR somewhere who comes on this show. So, and we all share that same workplace trauma. So it's fun. It's fun to have everybody on. So welcome, Holly, for sure.
Thanks.
All right. So Dr. Green, so kick us off here. Let's see. Do you want me to read this part?
Yes, but before we do,
okay.
My son, and I know you all know Wyatt. As he was growing up learning to speak, his favorite thing for me to say was, "Guess what?" And everybody, and of course, he would go, "What?" And I go, "Chicken butt." He just die laughing. That was a funny thing. And I had forgot that I had a shirt that Emily had bought me when we were dating, because I used to always make that dad joke. So
why does it not surprise me?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, Wyatt, look. I showed him today. And I was like, look. He goes, what's it say? I said, guess. He goes, guess what? And I was like, uh-huh. And I was like, what is this? What's the chicken doing? He goes, chicken butt. He was just so excited. Anyway, that's my fun sense of Wyatt today.
Listen, I wish my kids still laughed at my dad jokes. Now I say them and their eyes roll to the back of their heads and they're like, shut up, Dad. Like, God, you just killed the vibe in the room.
But yes, feel free. Go ahead and that fabulous line.
Okay, let's see. It says here, because it's HR after dark. And at this level of DEFCON, we're not documenting, we're detonating. So buckle up and don't at us in the exit survey.
I thought that was funny.
It is funny. It is funny. It's funny because I put like a fake low tone to it. Like every time I read your stuff,
You're
I'm
like,
not reading it in my voice.
He's like, turn the lights down, get the microphone up.
Exactly.
Welcome
You-
to
you know-
HR After Dark.
You know what's funny is so obviously I know I have worked on my voice online for the last, I don't know, been doing this now 4 years. My wife and kids are like, don't do your YouTube voice. So I'm like, I have a YouTube voice, and they're like, yeah, stop doing it. Stop talking like that. I'm like, I'm just used to doing this so much that yeah, it kind of hurts though, because I live in the world of real reactions, and they're like, you're using reactor voice. I'm like, what's wrong with my voice? Thank you guys. That's
Well,
why I wish I
know-
could.
You know that everybody has, you have a work voice, there's different,
Mhm.
you know, you'll hear somebody for like the first time, like their work voice, and you're like, oh,
Oh yeah,
Everybody has a customer service voice. Everybody has like,
yes.
thank you for calling Chad. How may I help you? Like you've got that voice versus, you know, what we truly sound like, and which is, why are you doing that with the whole knife hand and everything like that? But
You know
everybody
what,
has their
Chad?
own voice.
I got an idea. So to warm us up to being honest about what we would say. Now again, be 100% honest. What was the first thing you thought when you met each one of us? Like, just go around. Like, so I know exactly what I thought when I saw each and every one of you, but I'm curious. First time you met me or
Me?
heard me or seen me, yeah. Just go around. What was your initial, like the first thing that came to mind when you saw me on screen?
God, he looks like he can beat my ass up. that was the first thing. Jason, it was, or Jake from HR. It was, oh, he's hanging out with Irma. I don't know. I don't know. And then, boom, he started talking. I was like, oh, I like this guy. And then I met Holly, and then within the first 10 minutes, it was, oh, she's cool. I like her. And then I met Courtney after, and, you know, it's Courtney.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I met Courtney for the first time, and that was like, the fuck? Like, that's literally what came in my brain. I was like, what? Because she was just like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. That's the first time I met Courtney, but going around. So I met Holly first. I think you interviewed me in the thing. First of all, I was super nervous. So like to form an opinion, but I was like, I'm like, this lady is very proper. Like this she's on point. She like was rattling the questions. But the one funny thing, first mine was like, I hardly said a word in that interview. Holly
it was so informational.
Holly was just like, this, and we're doing this, and it's gonna happen this way, and this other, and I'm like, great. I was like, this is the best interview. I don't have to say anything. When I met Chad, and I saw Chad, I'm like, who the fuck is this goofball? Like he just because he came on the screen, he was like he was eating ice cream or something. Like,
Of course he was.
He was like full licking the ice cream, like like a child. He was like on screen, just licking ice cream, and I'm like, where is the decorum here? Where is the
Decorum.
where's the proper, how you're supposed to look on screen? I'm all, hands together. And then when I met Jason, I was like, or Jake, sorry. I was like, this guy talks a lot, but again, being honest, I was like, he might be gay. I don't know. He sounds very feminine, right? But at the same time, he was very cool, super cool, because him and I think worked on a project together like right off the bat. And I was like, oh, this guy knows his shit. And so I was like, so that was my first impressions of all of you guys.
I didn't steal your ideas, though. I didn't steal your ideas.
No.
Oh my God. Oh my
No,
God.
I just thought, like I said, it was a weird, but I've always wondered, like, do people ever tell each other, like,
Probably
honestly,
not.
like, what you
Honestly,
thought, right?
I mean, probably not. I mean, obviously, I liked all three of you because you all were hired at the company. You all had great skill sets and backgrounds, but like you three out of, all of that 32-person team that I had, basically, there's a few people, I tell Chad this all the time as he eats his fudgesicle in front of me.
Of course.
Is that when there's a small handful of people, and you all know this from interviewing and speaking with people, that when you start speaking with them within the first 5 minutes, very rarely do you come across people where you're like, yes, I want that person on my team. They have a great background, like their demeanor, their personality, everything is going to fit in perfectly. I'm bringing in people from all over with all these different skill sets. And all three of you literally had those things. Like, I know Jake from HR talks about how in the past his titles didn't have HR in them specifically, but he did do all of the HR function.
Right.
I remember speaking with Irma about you and being like, yep, like you have the skill set and the background that we need. And then Big Llama, like literally where you were located, the help we needed with the state you live in and where you were located, those areas, you were invaluable. So like literally from the minute when I had your resume and I was talking to you, I was like, yeah, he's good. We're good.
Yeah.
So I was impressed by all of you, literally. I mean, hence, the reason that ultimately you were there and you lasted longer than I did at the company.
Oh, so awful.
That is awful, but we do have each of our moments where I know it'll come up. Yeah, and Dr. Green is going to say my thing. So yes, but all of us have a great experience. But thank you for hiring me. I appreciate you. More than you know, for sure.
All the trauma bonding we did working at that company together.
Yes.
It made us who we are today, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. And I'll look, oh, it's HR cringe. I'll piggyback off of that and say that I definitely would not be in this new position that I was in if it wouldn't have been for you. If you wouldn't have taken the chance on me as being an HR business partner for as long as I did, then I wouldn't have just kept growing. And the ability that, and this is not to toot anybody's horns, I learned a lot from all of y'all. But Holly allowed me to have this growth. Like, okay, if you want to learn it, go learn it. Go do it. Okay, all right, cool. It was opening the door to be able to learn. It wasn't really opening the door to move forward. It was an open door to learn. And so that's the only reason why I got as good as I did and as I am now, and why I'm able to be where I'm at in the executive role, because of how, she took that chance. So thank you. I've never told you that. So thank you.
Thank you. I still feel bad about Jake from HR was a part of a project that was going to be awesome, that he put a whole presentation together for that we worked on, that he was supposed to present, that ultimately they just kicked back and wouldn't let it happen. He put so much work into it, and it was so beautifully done, and so he presented it was so good. It was ready to knock it out of the park. And then the CEO was like, no.
Cut that.
So I feel bad about that.
So, Jake,
It's okay. I think we've all had projects that we put our blood and sweat and tears in.
No, I agree. So let's move forward there, Big Llama. We'll talk about some of the things that y'all know, because I just kind of did one of those cringe-worthy words. But what is, off the top of your head, what is one of the things that you get in Slack That's like the first few words. It may be a one or two words, but what's some words that come to your head whenever you're like somebody's reaching out to you? Like, what is the first thing that they say? And you're like, you cringe because you're like, don't want to talk to you. What are those words? What are the things that come up?
For me, and you actually, it's one of your the ones that, the notes that we have, but yeah, per my last email is like triggering to the fact where I shut down, right? Like per my last email, and the first thing comes to mind is per my throat punch to your Slack message. No, it's like, look, sometimes, look, my brain is now functioning faster than I type. I will miss a word as I'm typing. So
Yes.
now that I'm reading more and more, messages, I will miss something. So like when somebody misses something, the whole per my last email nonsense just drives me crazy. Like, hey, we all make mistakes. I think that's the part of that per my last email. Sometimes it's somebody who really just messes it up. I get that. But like we all are human and we all are trying our best, right? So like when I mess it up, don't be like per my last email. Our policy is now this. No, like it's just pick up the phone. Like, hey man, you missed that. Like, let's talk about it real quick. Because that you almost it's almost like a double-fisted you're number one, right? Like that's what I see per my last email. And then I'm not listening after that. Like that's kind of, and that like on the show we do is like, that's for HR professionals. Like be honest, like that's what happens. You shut down when you see some of these triggering words and you just don't, you're not listening anymore. So per my last email is pretty much my nemesis.
Jake from HR, what do you think? You got any little thoughts on the first words that you get that make you cringe when you get like either in an email or typically in Slack or Teams?
I think it depends on who it's coming from.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I mean, because like we all have that one person that we see their name in our inbox. We haven't even read the message and our eyes just roll in the back of our heads and we put our head down for a moment. And we're like, let me take a breath before I open this email. Okay,
well, especially if it's right after
for this drama.
Especially if it's right after a meeting and they just told you what to do, and then they send you the email with what they just told you to do. Like it's like,
yeah.
Yes.
Or there's those people.
Or my
Jake,
favorite, you
okay.
get forwarded an email.
Hey Jake, I think your internet is going a little wonky.
I think I'm losing spirit.
You are. Do we need we do have a GoFundMe if you need one for internet payments.
Oh my God.
We used to pick on Mel about this, and usually because all the time Mel's family was at her house, and we'd pick on her because her internet would go in and out, and we'd be like, "Did you pay the bill?" No, my whole family's here. Oh, they're all on the internet.
Everybody's streaming.
Hold on. Can we address that? Because Mel's not here, and so I'm going to take advantage of this. She's going to listen. She's going to be listening. I know she's going to be listening. How many? Because we record this on Wednesdays usually, guys. How many Wednesdays does her entire family show up to her house for dinners, for this event? Like, there's like an event every time she comes on.
Every time. She has more parties and more fun than
we should be at her house then. Yes.
College kid.
Exactly.
Look, and I hear all these words about these foods that are in Mexican language.
Spanish.
Thank you. I don't know why it was not coming in here.
Oh
and so sorry.
We're canceled. That's it. Thanks for coming. Season 2 was one and done.
I apologize. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone. The name was not coming to my head. But it's these Spanish names of these foods. And I'm sitting here going, well, what is this? And she goes, a torta? And I'm like, what's a torta? And so she's explaining all these things to me, and I'm like on the pod, we'll call it the pod now. On the pod, she'd say those things, and I'll be like, and the worst thing about it is I'm truly the whitest guy on the podcast, because I hear these other two. You got Jake from HR, and you got the big Llama, and they're all like talking about this Mexican food and all these words, and so like they understand. My butt's over here going, I'd like a grilled cheese.
Did she
Like,
say
so
did she say crawfish? Did she say crawfish? Because that's only crawfish.
Holly never knew about those crawfish eating stuff.
What?
So okay. So Dr. Green is notorious, obviously, for eating both on the show, at work, and wherever he is. He's always eating something.
Always, yes.
Always. So
And I
we
still
would have
look
some.
good.
Yeah, well, yes, sure. Not as good as my TikTok guy now. But no, one day he shows up with this giant basket of crawfish, and he's just eating the crawfish, and he's like playing with it. He's like showing you on the screen. This is nasty, because I would never eat a crawfish.
Well, this isn't the type of thing you eat on screen on camera. Like, you and your popsicles and things, but like you and your sunflower seeds and you and your chips and you and your.
It's so funny you say that.
Your energy drinks and all that stuff. But like literally, that's like, let me scale this fish while we're on this call. Hold on. Like,
Yeah. He did
Now,
some weird things on calls.
It was usually I can't say this, don't want to give some, it was usually an unscheduled, not meeting call. It was like a lunch break call.
oh, okay.
So it wasn't like a real meeting. So now I am not that brave. I would never do that in a real meeting. No. Do y'all even hear?
But he would have popsicles in a real meeting, people, because he does it all the time.
Right,
Straight
exactly.
Especially when he knows you want a fudgesicle and you don't have a fudgesicle. He goes and gets a fudgesicle and then he eats the fudgesicle in front of you.
Exactly. This guy, he gaslights people with his popsicles.
With sugar. That was so much fun. And I had a clear desk. So whenever I think I was messing with Holly one day, and I took a picture and sent it, and I had a clear desk, and then all I hear is nice boots. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, there's my desk. Oops. Sorry. Because when I'm on meetings or anything like that, I sit. I have a habit of like taking my boots off or my shoe off, and I sit. I don't know why. It's just something I've gained. But sitting on my foot is something I would do, like, or crisscross while I'm in my chair, that kind of thing. And so, yeah. Anyways, so back to the real moments. I think. Let's go to.
I think really quickly, I have to say, I think when anybody ever Slacks you or Microsoft Teams you, and they're like, "Do you have a minute for a quick chat?" It's never a quick chat. Never.
Oh, never.
Even TBB.
TBBs were never. No. But like literally, don't put quick chat in there. How about just a chat? Because like the quick chat's going to be 35 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. I'm having PTSD. Quick chat. Let's
Quick question.
Quick question. No. Can I call you?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Can I?
No.
See, that,
can I call you? No.
No. That is the first thing that I get. And I hear, can I call you? And I go, no, I'm in meetings all day. What's up? Is there anything I can do for you to help you from here? And then they go and look at my calendar. You only have one meeting today. Stalker. Like, leave me alone.
That's why working for companies with open calendars is horrible. You like closed calendars where you can fill it in with the things you're actually doing. And then if you know they're stalking, you can fill it up even more because you're like, I don't want to deal with you right now.
I don't want to deal with your BS. Oh my gosh. And no, that's 100% true. So if you were in the world of HR, or even we'll dive a little bit deeper, you're an executive, if you're in employee relations, recruiting, all these things have certain rules that you have to follow. And there are organizations out there that have what we call, I like everyone to know what you're doing. And
Yeah.
that's not really how it should be, because I'm not letting you know that I'm firing Jake from HR at 3:00 today. You don't need to know that, because then all I'm going to hear is, once it's on the calendar and somebody sees it, I get a phone call from Jake from HR. Jake goes, "Why are you firing me?" That opens us up for liability, opens us up for so many different things. And then if we put RIF, on our thing, most people kind of know what reduction in force means and what it looks like. And we're just, please, good for the love of God, if your company allows that, please push for privacy, because one of those things are going to happen, and the CEO is going to be like, "Oh my gosh, why is this happening?" And then it just goes through a whole insane debate. So
But it is, and that there's CEOs that are like, calendars need to be open so that people, we're a family, we can communicate, we can share, everybody knows what's happening. But also, no, every company I've worked at that has this type of situation, I've gone in and tried to say, hey, there's got to be a way that like legal and HR can have private calendars. We deal with very confidential, highly confidential things. We have one-on-ones with people about situations. We investigate situations. And I was told the first time I was at a company that had an open calendar policy that we use codes. I'm not going to use codes. I'm going to have like 3 calendars then. I can't figure out, I'd be like, I can't even think of something to say for a code right now. I'm like, literally, how am I going to remember what that code is? I have to have a separate sheet that's like, this means this. No, I can't do that. And so literally, you fight tooth and nail to get a private calendar so that you can actually put on your calendar who you're speaking with and what it's about. Because I can't have a separate sheet of paper that's like, speaking to Jake from HR today about this incident that happened with this employee on a separate sheet. And then being like, because everyone's like, just put like, what did Dr. Green at our last company, she would always say, our chief of staff would always, what was it she would put on the calendar? Very generic, but everybody knew it was code for like, this is not a good situation.
They deciphered it.
And so I'm like, codes just don't work.
Codes are dumb. And like you said, I don't have a piece of paper with all my codes written down. And I'm sure as hell I'm not going to go pick out my paper and go, what did I mean by this? Oh, that was code for this. And God knows that I love Mountain Dew Code Red, but come on, I'm not going to have all these codes on me. I don't.
Well, you can't put anything in the actual invite, right? Like if you want to be like, Jake from HR, here's like the agenda of what I want to talk about in this call, or this call is in reference to X, Y, and Z. You can't put that in there because it's public, so then everybody can see what you're talking about. So you're like, Jake from HR, we're going to have a call to discuss HR. And then you're like, in the Slack, Jake, we're really going to be discussing X, Y, and Z.
Oh my God.
And then, but you have some of those who are in the world of, I control everything. And I think another kind of cringe, but it doesn't allow for you to be who you are. When you get a private message from a leadership that says, why'd you put that? And what I mean by that is like, you're being a welcoming, engaging kind of person, and they stop you with, why'd you put that? Or the ones who like to control every situation. And then my favorite are the ones who like to control the Slack. Change what you wrote or delete your message so that they can gaslight you or whatever it is. Like those kinds of situations are like downright awful. We talk about cringe, but then we've had those moments where that has happened and I've kind of gone, either I'm nuts or that changed. And Lord knows that I am crazy, but I'm not that crazy. So,
Sure.
Sure. You agree with that?
That's when you really would like to go to that leader and actually tell them what's on your mind, but you can't do that because you have to be the bigger person, your HR. So you have to be the adult there and, not step in and be like, what's going on? What are you doing? Why do you think you may be the leader of this company, but you really don't have the power to be erasing things out of a communications channel that belongs to the company, that is for the company, Why are you doing that? You're opening us up to risk. There's a lot of things that can happen here when people realize that their messages are disappearing, and you're controlling what people are seeing. You're controlling the narrative. Like, come on, but you can't say that, right? So you have to kind of circle around it in conversations. Like, I think I said in a conversation one time, we really need to make sure we're educating people on the use of Slack, because I'm seeing that communication is changing in this channel and it's confusing to the employees. And we need to ensure that we all are on the same page, and that when we put something in Slack that, it can be used in a court of law. And so we need to be very, I went to this whole like diatribe of like, let's be adults, let's be grown up, let's make sure it's proper. Because I can't say to you, you can't do this because you're the leader of this company and you're doing wrong things.
Yeah. My quote to people like that is, I dated someone like you once. That's why we're not together no more. Which in reality, this is where you turn in your resignation.
So what this segues into the next thought, which is, what are some excuses that you hear from either another leader or another manager saying something about another leader or another manager? Now, what I mean by like that is that that's just the way they are. Like those kinds of things. What's one of the ones that you have heard? And I hope one of y'all said it, because I have one just totally in head. So y'all go ahead.
Well, I hate, that's just so-and-so. I like that. Nothing. Well, you know what? I keep saying that. I get angry at a lot of things. I have anger issues. But when you say, oh, that's just Holly, that's just the way she is, but she's a complete train wreck and a complete HR nightmare, like, you're condoning that. And I can't take, I want to, so the first initial thought is like, oh, that's just so-and-so. I want to be like, well, you're an idiot. Like, you understand that this is completely wrong. But what comes out is, well, that's problematic. And it's something that we're going to have to look into in terms of how others are receiving her messaging. Like, so like it takes so much brain power to just shut down the initial thought of, just no. And like, are you an idiot? Like what in what dimension does her being able to slap people's butts on a random basis make sense? Like you can't say that's just the way Holly is. She's very friendly. She likes to touch people. I'm like, no, that's not.
Say what you will about Holly, but she drives slow through school zones.
Damn.
But that's I don't get that. I don't get that.
What I want to say in those situations is, so you're part of the problem too. What comes out is, let's have some critical thinking sessions with some other partners to figure out how we can come up with different solutions.
I love what your initial reaction is like, oh, so you're part of the problem too. I love that.
Well,
like, you're enabling them if you say that.
Everybody knows that while every company has toxic employees and stupid employees and ignorant employees and untrained employees, they only survive due to terrible leadership. I mean, we can blame the employees all we want, but they only last as long as we allow them to.
That's true.
That's very true. I can think of several people at companies I've been at where the excuse of, oh, he's been here forever. That's just the way it was done. So, it's fine. We've just always done it that way. He's always done it that way. No. And that, the true disservice is that you allow these people to be there, whether they're leaders or employees, doing what they're doing. And then people then latch onto those bad behaviors or those bad ways of doing things. And then they get in trouble. But that other person that originally started it didn't, because we like that person. We pet them like a cat. We like them. They've been here. They're a good employee. They've been here for 20 years. We just let them do their thing. No.
And you know what grinds my gears? No, but
it burns my biscuits.
In that same vein, like we have, then you have those employees that they modify the assignments or they modify the work. Oh, he's been here 20 years. He just doesn't know how to scan docs. Or,
Yep.
he's been here 15 years. He doesn't understand. So I'm like, his job is accounting and he doesn't know how to balance a register or enter an accounting entry. What does he do? Well, he just files paperwork and, receives the bills. And I'm like, I don't understand. So he doesn't do his core functions? Well, it's just Bob in accounting. And okay, this is Bob. I walk away.
And there's always people that cover for them. I had people that I worked with at a casino that were managers that didn't know how to create the reports that they would report on to us. And so they'd be like, she's been here 15 years. So she finds someone else, they do it for her. As long as it gets done, we don't care. And I'm like, but no, she's a senior leader. Like, she needs to know how to run that report. But it's not hard. Once you learn, it's not hard, but you need to be taught. And if people keep doing it for her, we have an issue here. But they're like, oh, she's so great. We just love her. Oh, I love her too. She's great, but she needs to do that. That's part of her job.
Exactly.
You can love them all you want.
Once again, my favorite saying that I can't say out loud, when they say, oh, but they're so nice, I just want to come back at them and go, well, they say Ted Bundy was really nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's right.
So he had a way with people,
Mm-hmm.
So my cringeworthy saying would be, they're just blunt. They're just blunt. So it allows them a free pass to say what they want. Okay, let me get you a coach, let me get you a mentor and a restraining order, because that's what you're going to need. So chill out. Don't use your I'm being blunt crap. Learn to talk to people. Learn to, just learn to be a better human being. Don't be blunt. Be thoughtful in your words.
That requires common sense, though.
Oh,
it's like Ricky Bobby, right? With all due respect, you're an asshole. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. Like, I said with all due respect. No, you can't do that. That what? I love that when like a leader tries to get a little risque in their like discussion, and they like utter the word shit or something, like in the meeting, like, with all due respect, this shit's got to stop. And like, come on, man, you've never said you don't sound comfortable saying that. You're just trying to be spicy with it. You're trying to look edgy. I hate that. I'm sorry. I hate a lot of things. I realize this podcast is I may be unemployable after this podcast. I don't know.
Great therapy session. Great therapy session.
It's great to get it out. Yes.
So going into more of the clapbacks, when you hear from an employee, so I'm going to go through just a fun little list that is just like, I want to see what y'all would say versus what some of the things that I have thought about or said. Not out loud, I swear. But when the employee says, you're just threatened by me, what is your response?
Wait, what is our response, or what do we say in our head?
What do you say in your head? Be kind.
You know what? I mean, God, you're threatened by me. In my head, I'm like, you know what? I want to threaten you. But out loud, I look at them and I say, you know what? That's an interesting comment. Let's talk about it another time.
Okay, that's pretty good response. I mean, like, let's talk about it another time. I'd be like, oh, well, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you and threaten you.
The reason why I say let's talk, and the reason I say let's talk about it another time, because 99% of the time they're saying it in front of a group or another person, because they never say that in private to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
That's true.
Anybody else any other thoughts on that? What they would
I had an initial thought, right? So the initial thought, so he said, you're just threatened by me. My first thought is, the fuck I am. That's my first thought. what comes out is that's interesting that you saw it that way. But let's maybe take this offline. Let's talk something like that. Like I don't like to like when there's energy like that comes at you sort of hardcore. I diffuse it by saying that I'm surprised you feel that way. Let's talk about this some other time or offline or something like that. Just because at that moment that conversation is never going to go well. You got to give that person a few minutes to marinate on what they just said and realize what they said. And also yourself to calm down, because sometimes you are put in a defensive posture and neither one of you are going to be effective in your communication. Like you're not listening because you're being defensive about you heard the word threatened, and they obviously feel a certain way about you. So we need cooler heads to prevail. But my first initial thought is like, I am not, but that's what comes out sometimes. But yeah, it's a defense mechanism. But I will say, for anyone in HR, like you have to have that. You have to understand to be able to process that what was said to you, and you cannot knee jerk on any response. You have to give it a second, understand what's being said, and even sometimes come back to it. But the worst HR person, the worst person in this role, is someone who cannot control it and has knee jerk reactions to everything that's said to them, because unfortunately we'll get ourselves into trouble, and you're not effective. So
I feel like you can't say you've actually worked in HR until someone has said that to you, though.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
Well, you never did. You didn't have the title for it. Never mind.
Oh, that comment has been made to me in every position I have ever held, even at home.
Let's take that thought offline.
Man said even at home.
Oh, poor Jake from HR.
Oh, don't pour him.
Poor internet.
Holly Resources, you got any thoughts?
My first response in my head is when they say, that line would be like, wow, that's some great self-confidence there. Like, that's amazing. Like, good for you.
Shit.
But also, I just like the other two said, I say something along the lines of, that's really interesting. I would love to hear more about that and why you feel that way. Let's schedule some time. Because once again, you got to put space in there, like Big Llama said, so they can calm down and then realize what they said. Because a lot of times things like that are said in like the heat of the moment, and then they're like, "Oh my God, what?" No, like we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about it when you're calm, when there's some space in there, and we can kind of dive into like the true feelings you're having and why you feel that way, why you think I'm threatened by you. Because 99% of the time I'm not threatened by whoever is saying that to me. So it's just something they're throwing at you. But you have to let them calm down and simmer down. And then half the time they come back and like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I don't know what I was talking about, or blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, that's quite all right. Sometimes situations get the best of us, and we say things that, just come out the top of our cuff, and it's okay. And, but, I'd love to hear more about how you're better than me and I'm threatened by you. That's great.
Can I so I want to bring it to a more serious vibe just for a second, because this is an interesting comment, right? You're just threatened by me. It depends on two factors, in my opinion. One is the position that person holds. So sometimes it's rank, right? They could be lower or higher rank, but that impacts like the effect of what that threatened means to, like, you're just threatened by me. It usually comes from a lower rank, like someone who is not at your level. It's more like you just threatened by me because I'm moving up or whatever. But and I'm not trying to single you out, Holly, but like from your perspective, as a female and a male, right? Like a male counterpart, right? That comes off way different in both instances. Like I know if I said that to you, you're just threatened by me. Like that, it feels weird or different than if like a female coworker said that to you. So how do you navigate that? And I hate to bring it so serious, but like it hit me that like we're three dudes, like, and we're just kind of vibing and talking, but like that right there means something different to you altogether. right?
It does,
Am
like
I-
you said, depending upon the sex or depending upon their level. Because as you know,
Yeah.
as you all know, in HR, we're always managing up. So we do speak to people that are sometimes 1, 2, 3 levels above us, like they are our equals a lot of the times, right? Because we're managing them, we're managing their expectations, we're teaching them how to be better leaders. So, I mean, it's happened to me, I would say a handful of times in my 5-year career where I've gotten something similar to this from somebody. Majority of the time, it's from men, not women. And 2 times people that were above me in terms of rank. I try to treat the situations the same no matter what, basically, once again, because no matter what rank you are, we all put on our pants one leg at a time. So literally everybody we know, no matter where you are, whether you're the CEO or you are the admin assistant at the front desk where people walk in, we're all human. Things bother us. Some people can conceal things and some people can separate and compartmentalize things better than others. And then some people just fly off the handle, literally. And so it's how you respond, how I respond to it, which is trying to be calm and collected. And, I hear you, I see you, but let's schedule a time to discuss this a little later when we both are, a little calmer. I'll say I include myself in that all the time so they don't feel alone when I'm like, I don't say when you're calmer or when the situation's calmer. It's when we're all a little calmer and we have a little more time to discuss this, let's take this, and schedule it. But I try to look at it the same for everybody, no matter if you're male or female or below me or above me. But it is hard, obviously, to do. But, once again, with so many years of practice, unfortunately, working in a lot of environments where people are yelling at you and upset with you and threaten you and all of that stuff, you just, take everybody as, unfortunately, you try to treat everybody the same. It is a little bit harder with someone that's above you because there's always that fear of retaliation or an issue because they are your boss or your boss's boss or another leader in the company that ultimately, you're dotted line to because you are representing their people. But, being in HR, obviously, we do our best to document everything and to cover ourselves. So we make sure that there are no issues, and I can fight back if I need to, which I've never had to. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering it. Because again, I'll say this and I'll shut up about it. I was given feedback not from a female employee, but just from employees in general. And I've always carried this with me is like, I need to be mindful of my size. I'm a bigger guy, and not that I command a room, but when I come into the room, I like to talk to everybody. I like to, be very direct in terms of like, what I'm thinking. And I've gotten that feedback is like, you don't realize that you're making someone uncomfortable, even though you're not saying anything wrong at all. And body posture, where you're sitting, how you're standing, all that stuff. So I've been very sensitive to it since I got that feedback, but I always kind of sort of put myself and go, okay, the perspectives are always different depending on who's saying it and so on and so forth. So
it's all subjective. Yep.
See, told you he could beat me up.
You just need to beat you up. You can just throw some ice cream and you'll go running for it.
Oh, you're damn right. You better be that fudge pop. Come on now.
Although he can put me in like a fear, like a paralyzed fear, if he threw a crawfish at me, because I'm deathly afraid of sea creatures and animals. So if he showed up with his like basket of crawfish, he just started moving them around, I would be paralyzed with fear. I'd just look at him like, no, please don't touch me.
They're not alive. Jeez, man.
I know, but they look like they do out in the water, except a little bit redder, The roaches of the sea. All right, let's go.
So I'm gonna give you mine, which is the newest one. In my head, there are 2 things that I would say. One is it my PhD? Is it because I'm smarter than you? That's number 1.
That's a
like address me properly, Dr. Green.
Yeah, exactly. That's
but truly, I have been asked to remove PhD from my signatures or from my communications or whatever it is, and like that's the part where I'm like, you don't even have to ask. You don't even tell me that you're threatened by me. I already know. You're telling me to remove something that I took 7 years to get from point A to point B to do, and it took me thousands of hours to get done. But no, don't worry about that. But that's my cocky version of me, my clapback. But usually it is something along the lines of, yes, so you're threatened by me. Okay. How does that make you feel?
You
Tell me
Dr.
about
Green
it.
did.
Tell
You
me
Dr. Green did.
about it.
Let me sit down with my notebook.
So you said that you feel threatened by me. But no, to move forward on this.
So can you sit on the couch and just how does that make you feel?
For so long. Look, oh, wait, hold on. For the people who are not looking,
Okay.
What?
You
it
sit
is
on
the
the couch.
Oh,
for-
okay.
it's the couch right
for
there.
just-
That's
just
my
30 seconds.
my therapy couch.
I'm like, what am I looking at?
Sorry. So for everybody who wasn't seeing it, behind me is a therapy couch with a lamp and a
A
whiteboard.
therapy couch is a couch.
Hey,
Hey, in a
where
PhD's home,
people-
it's a therapy couch.
Everybody comes over, comes upstairs, lays down on the couch, just, okay, let me tell you about my day.
usually it's let's start with your childhood.
Tell me about your mother. All right. Anyway.
So, in the sake of fun, you're just threatened by me. You're not a threat. You're a counter invite we regret accepting.
Listen, I don't think anyone said that. I don't think anyone ever said that. Like, you got to be pretty pissed to say that out loud.
But it's there for a reason. So somebody has said it. But my next one here is everyone here is fake. Have you all ever heard that? I've heard that once or twice, but not like that. Like everyone here is fake. What do you mean by that?
Shit. I know.
Come on. What do you think?
Okay, initial thought, everyone here is fake. Yeah, because we all want to keep our jobs. Like okay, that's the honest in the brain. Everyone here is fake. Yeah, I know. You're not saying anything new. All of us are fake because we need to keep our jobs. Have a good day. But what comes out is like, well, I would say that everyone has an opinion, and I'm glad that you've expressed yours. And I'm sorry that you feel that way. Some very genuine people here, but again, we can talk about this maybe when you have some more examples, something you want to bring up, right? Again, I love to hit you with like, give me a good example or give me the specific reason why you're saying what you're saying, because you don't have one. Usually you're just generalizing or you just want to make a statement. But the truth is, yeah, everyone is a little fake. And listen, the more you realize that, HR people listening, the 7 of you that listen to this podcast,
hey, there's more than that.
Well, I know in your family it was like 10, so we appreciate them. No, but honestly, the minute you realize, the one thing I've learned in my travels, and what I mean by travels is the different times I've been unceremoniously kicked out of someplace, is that when you realize that everybody there is pretty much putting a front, it's okay. It's okay. It's how people survive. It's a survival mechanism. And in some cases, you have to play the game as well. But again, do not sacrifice your moral compass, right? Or what you think is right and wrong and how to do the jobs appropriately just to try to win the game. That's where we lose as HR professionals, is where we try to fit into this cookie cutter shit that, everybody else is doing. And we try to side and curve things so that it gives favor to something, and then you've completely compromised your position as an HR professional. So yes, everybody's fake. Yes, everybody's putting on a front, but there are some genuine people out there, some genuine folks that you'll meet. But honestly, 90% of them are kind of just going through the motions and putting up this character because they have to. It's a survival mechanism. At least for me, it was.
Well, they're drinking the Kool-Aid. Sometimes you have to drink the Kool-Aid, and you have to do that. And we've all had a job in our lives that whether it was early career or wherever, where you went in, you learned about the culture, you then basically like behaved exactly, like we said, you put on that voice, you acted that way while and then you click into that mode when you get there, and then when you leave, you're like, okay,
Thank God.
Exactly.
I can be myself. But sometimes you do have to do it to survive. Like you said, it just is what it is. When you get to know those people, obviously, that you work with behind the scenes, you get the real them. But in front of the world, in front of, the front of the house, if you will, is that the show, like you're dancing at Disney, it's the show, woo! And so, I think I would give the same advice you would give, which is like, if you, like, let's talk about some real examples of this, but also, have you gotten to know some of these wonderful people? Have you worked with them more than once or twice? Like, you have to build relationships with people, which takes time. So, to get below the surface. So let's give it a little bit of time and get to know some people and get involved in some of the, employee resource groups or the committees or the things that we have to truly, kind of expand your knowledge of what our culture is and meet some people. But yeah.
Let people be themselves. I'll tell you, it's one thing that,
you should.
I had you're right here, so I'll take what you said. I struggled for a lot in my career to be me. And what I mean by that is just being the fun-loving, goofy guy, but also the serious. Like, there's times where I'm absolutely serious. Like, I'm heartfelt when I have to let somebody go. I'm not a gruel, like, you're being let go. All right. No, I'm not like that. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, but unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go. Like, and I said something, and I was like, oh, wait, never mind. I shouldn't do that. And then, or I shouldn't say that. It's something I did. I don't remember what it was, but I remember the words that came out of Holly's mouth, which was, just be yourself. And from that day on, that's exactly how I was the whole entire time in front of all of y'all. What you see in the front is what you see in the back. So, like, I'm there. Like, this is how I am genuinely, 24/7, unless I'm just tired. But then it's just bad dad jokes at that point. The clapback for this one was, everyone here is fake, and somehow you're still the worst actor.
Oh.
Ooh, damn.
This is brutal.
I wanted to say one thing though. The only time I know that I took off the fake veil, like meaning like there's a language obviously that you speak as an HR person, but the one time that it for me was removed, anytime I was doing training, anytime I had to train people that was leadership training, like those trainings, like how to be more
Train your
effective leader. No, how to be more effective leader, how to coach folks, those types of things. I was always me because I was real and I was, giving good, at least from my soul. I was like, I wanted to give you good information, like pass on some of this good. So that was the only time I know that I was like completely myself, usually in a job. But it's because I wanted to share good information. I wanted to make people better. That's all. And I think that's ultimately why I like training a whole lot when I was doing the HR parts, because that was the part I felt there was some like reward for me, because I saw someone get better. I could help them become a little bit better leader, even if they were the worst leader that I've ever seen. I could help them get to a place where they feel more comfortable, and when I help them, they help their people, and that's kind of the byproduct of it. So anyway, I just want to give that 2 cents there.
I like that. That's awesome. Just for the sake of time, because I know we have like about 20-30 minutes left, but I want to go through some of these that we think about, which is, y'all really don't care about employees.
That's tough. That's tough.
No, it's just you. It's just you. I don't care about.
No, oh my God, no. But the hardest part about hearing that, right, is maybe the people care about the employees, but the actions of the company, whether it's meant to be that way, the actions, the policy, your treatment of departments during rifts and all that stuff, that's what gets you that y'all don't really care about employees. Like, and it hurts, especially if you try your best to with the situation that you're given to make the best out of it, and then you hear that. But there's no see, the thing is, to me, is that there's no you can't get out of that if the company does shitty things. You know what I mean?
Of course, because you're usually the face of it, right? Like,
right.
We may have a seat at the table, but we usually don't have that large of a stake in it. So we can give our feedback on why we shouldn't be changing benefits, or why we shouldn't be cutting this, changing the PTO from one year to the next and cutting back and things like that. And they're like, sure, nope. Now you go out at the town hall and you tell everybody about these changes. So then we're the face of the changes. So then people hate us, even though we're the ones that are still trying to advocate for the people. So it is like we're kind of, the redheaded stepchild, if you will, Chad. Because we're trying to advocate for you, but also we're the voice of the company, and we're trying to be the psychologist of the company. We're trying to be the legal person within the company. We're trying to do all these things. So you just want to scream like, no, we really do care about you. But once again, we're in the middle, kind of mediating everything here, and so it gets to it is very, very hard.
For sure. I will share real quick. In one of my last stops, I made it a point to I brought it up every time I could bring it up, because they were like, how come we're getting low engagement score? Why are we getting in it? And I said, listen, I said it till I was blue in the face. I said the same exact thing every single time. I said, what happens? I asked them a question every time. What happens when a campaign ends? What happens? What is your plan, and what do? You take a senior manager and you make them a phone rep, and then when the next campaign comes in, what do? You promote them again, or you move them to a middle management role when they were a senior manager. I said, you guys have to come up with a plan. You guys have to do something. And this is where y'all don't really care about the employees. I was like, I believe it. I believe that that's true, because I said it to anybody who would listen, senior leaders, senior directors, senior whomever. I'd be like, hey, this is what you could do to get these engagement scores up. How about we have a bullpen team that is, keeps their role, and you have them doing other tasks around the company when the campaigns move around. Like let's keep, like, because I said, think about this. And I feel very passionate about this because I hated this. Think about this. Your livelihood, right? The money that you make, your bills, everything. You think that shit stops? Like, you think like, oh, you should just be grateful you have a job. Like, you took me from $80,000 to $40,000 as a phone rep. Like, you basically have taken half my money away, and you think I should just be okay with that? Like, be grateful you have a job, or we're keeping you on like that. You have lost touch with what that does to somebody, and the morale and the feeling. Like, think about it. And I said, they're like, how come we can't get more people to be leaders? I'm like, they see what you do to your leaders. They see exactly what you do to your leaders. And honestly, why would I even want to do more than the bare minimum? Why would those are all the exact words I said. I said, why would any leader want to excel for this company? You don't treat them well. When the campaign's over, you just kick them to the curb. So why would I stress to get the high number percentage when you're going to give me the small 11-cent raise? And I had to say it
again.
I had to say it. And honestly, you clearly don't value my effort. So y'all don't care about employees. You know what? When somebody says it, I have a hard time debunking it sometimes.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's a good point. Very good point. I like that. And so I guess in the ways of the doctor, and how does that make you feel?
Oh, I told you I'm angry. If that worked me up a lot. And honestly, because I got to know the people that were in those positions.
Uh-huh.
And they were in my office crying all the time.
Oh,
So
no.
and there was nothing I could do about it. So
I tell them to please calm down before you come in my office. Usually it's what I would say. Hey, it's okay. Calm down. It's okay. I can't understand you. I am very bad at understanding people. So here's some water.
thank you, Dr. Green. I was gonna say, get the water trick out. Let's go. Water.
I did it to my son.
Did it work?
Last night. It worked.
Did it work?
I've been doing it ever since. Yes.
Okay,
like,
so
buddy, I can't understand
Holly,
you. Here, some water.
Have you heard about the water trick? Have you heard us discuss the water trick?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And so you please, HR people who listen to this, you have to try it. You have to do it. If you're a non-believer, you're going to believe in the llama. You're going to believe in llama vision here. Water will stop crying. Anybody, girlfriend, kid, employee, wife, husband.
Talk about the context, though. Talk about the context. Not that you can't throw a bottle of water.
It'll stop them for a second if you throw it on them. It's going to enrage them.
Yeah. It's not like a cat. You don't spray them in the face with the water. You have them drink, take a sip of water or a drink. You cannot cry and drink at the same time. It is scientific fact. I stand by that.
Well, speaking of scientific fact and speaking our minds, the words that you hear, so now I can't speak my mind.
Oh,
that's on the survey.
You can. It's on the survey. Yeah, that's right. Just tell us in the survey. I mean, you can. Just don't.
The anonymous survey.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The anonymous one.
The ones that we get to hound every department about. Hey, I see that 13 people, I can't tell you who they are, but 13 people haven't filled out that survey. Come on.
Right.
Or when you report 100% of my people have done it, and you just look where those 100% are. Oh, okay. I know what department that is.
Yeah.
There's always one department who's like just doesn't do it, and so that royally makes me mad. But we allow them to speak their minds, yes, but just don't act surprised when it costs you your job and your friends at work. Like that's a simple, easy, straightforward. Really want to do that? Just let y'all know that Jake from HR said he's dying over here. No, I'm just kidding. Dying battery. His battery.
I'm gonna say,
okay.
I'm not having a good day today. My computer crashed. My phone battery's low. It said not today.
That sounds like a Backstreet Boys song.
That's right. Not today, Satan. Not today.
My battery is threatened by me.
Oh, you should shout who's boss and throw it across the room. Be evil to it. Okay, so while I've got you for this one, Jake. I know you have something for this one. I'm not the only one who does it.
Oh.
I'm not the only one that does it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, this makes me angry, but I also have kids. In my head, when someone says, I'm not the only one that does it, it makes me want to slap them and go, well, I'm not the only one that hits you either.
I knew he'd have a good one.
But realistically, out of my mouth, I respond with, you know what? I would love to get into the depth as to why other people don't follow the rules, but for the moment, we're talking about you.
Good.
Yes.
Good reversal there.
What comes to your mind when you hear that, Big Llama?
I'm not the only one who does it. I was like, and like you're the only one that got caught. Well, no, it's funny. It's funny that like you do something egregious like that, or you do something stupid, and then you quickly turn around and go, I'm not the only one. I'm like, well, then why didn't you report that? Why don't you bring that? Why don't you bring that to our attention so that we could take an action?
Snitch.
Well, exactly. Well, listen, in the corporate world, snitches don't get stitches; they get promotions. So let's make sure that that's clear. No, but honestly, like if you say something like that, that means again you're putting it back on you that you've witnessed this shit. Like you've
Yeah.
seen people doing this nonsense, and you thought, okay, well, if it's good for them, it's good for me. No, you're not thinking straight. You're mentally in a bad spot. Like you need to fix that because. So what? So what that Chad shows up every day at 3 hours into his shift. Just because he does it, didn't get caught, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, right?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
banker's hours.
I just want to throw some out there for anyone listening that's in HR. This is a great opportunity for you to open up that window.
And jump out.
Deli service.
Oh my God. Again, season 2, episode 1, our first and last episode. Thank you.
Yes, I am aware. I have terrible service right now. What I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my internet service is, I'll say it quickly before I lose service again. Have them write a statement. So when you get to the end of that statement, we can just go ahead and terminate them for failure to report, and we'll just call it a day.
And drop the mic.
Oh.
Bam.
Oh,
There you go.
oh, that's good. That's good. Holly Resources, do you have any thoughts behind that? Everyone does it. I'm not the only one who does it.
My first thought would be everything things that my parents said to me growing up was like, if he jumped off a bridge, would you jump off it too? It's just like that. Like literally, you're just stupid enough to get caught. Really, unfortunately, you're not clever enough or smart enough because you got caught. So now you're going to like squeal that you're not the only one. So others should be punished.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But let's talk about like Jake said, let's talk about you. And you got caught for a reason. So let's talk about this. You're an adult here. You should understand work ethic and right and wrong and legal and illegal. And, like a lot of people, at certain jobs when they clock in, they'll clock other people in, right? Oh, Big Llama's running 5 minutes late. I'm just going to clock him in, and so people get caught for that. And they're like, oh, well, so they do it too. That doesn't make it right. You doing it too doesn't make it right either. So guess what? You're stealing time. That's time theft. So like Jake from HR says, like, we can go ahead and term you, then we can go ahead and investigate and term the other people too, because guess what? You're all doing something wrong. And just because you're all doing something wrong does not make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm. My favorite part of that would be if you're a good HR, and all of us on this call are, when we see one little inkling of something, we make it a full-blown investigation. So like we caught you doing it. Well, if he's doing it, maybe somebody else is doing it. So we just do a boom. We open up a whole entire investigation that we're doing, and we get paper trails, and we make things happen. We go, okay, we saw you do this. So now this caused a chain reaction. Now this person's being let go, this person. And so like, because you got caught, because you were stupid enough to get caught, now you have 7 or 8, 9, 10 other people who are being terminated too. And so
Listen, when I was an HR investigator, that was like my main role, I was like, you do not I got the reputation, like, you don't poke that bear, because if you want to go there, we will go there. And honestly, I'm very proud of myself. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. The prolific summary reports I would write of everything I heard and seen, and all my recommendations were damaging. Like I could take down a whole department, but for good and the right reasons. I don't make shit up, but like if you want to go there, and you want, like, this is what I always tell people is like, look, I always tell them, if I'm asking you a question, I want you to understand I probably already know the answer.
Yep.
So let's get this conversation going in the right direction. We can make this nice and quick. But when you want to dance and you want to play and you want to lie, oh, don't worry, I'll find that lie, and don't worry, I'll open up every door I need to find it. But I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed doing investigations. That was one of my favorite things to do. It's good.
You like the clapback part. It was where, oh, really?
Well, I was able to clap back. That's the thing in an investigation. All like sometimes the gloves are off, and so like it's a little different, and you do get to clap back, and you do get to write certain things and make sure that it's properly documented. Like our balloon killer That was a fun investigation. But season 1, episode 5 or 6,
something like that. It was like one of the first few 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was my favorite thing to do, was investigate.
So for this one, the clapback was, I'm not the only one who does it. True, but you're the only one dumb enough to do it in the group chat with your manager in it.
You listen,
Like, are you really that dumb?
Nothing more dangerous than a group chat on text.
Oh,
that's how people get caught with this stupid thing.
Look, they think they're being cheeky about it. Oh, sorry, I just used a bluey word.
Yes, you did.
I like blues.
Dang it, Wyatt. Dang it, Wyatt. I've been watching too much blue with you. But like, that's how, literally, because they think that they're safe, but then they somehow forget there's some leaders in there, and it's like this leader goes, "Whoa, hey, yeah, that I didn't know, no," and then boom, it just becomes this whole thing. And there were moments where I did like employee relations. A lot of them I did not, because I just hated all the negativity that came with it. But there were times where I'm reading these text messages, and look, I am a millennial. I will tell you that till I'm blue in the face. I am a millennial. I'm okay with that. But you get these Gen Alpha, Gen Z, and all this talk like bussin', and all this, that's fire. And I'm like going, wait, what, something's on fire? Like, I'm reading through messages, and I'm like going, I need an interpreter for this. And I'm going, what is going? You slapped who? Like, that slaps? Wait, hold on. Who are we slapping? Janelle, you cannot slap Gary. Please stop. Like, and I'm like, and I have to like get help, and eventually I'm just like, yo, somebody help.
Listen, it got so bad. It got so bad that I was investigating emojis.
Oh yeah.
I was investigating emojis. Like, that's how bad that situation was where I was in, where it was like, I wrote that I didn't feel like that was appropriate, and they put a smile emoji. You just using a smile emoji, and it made me feel like really triggered. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I doing here? Like literally, what am I doing here? Like, I felt like a high school counselor or principal was like, I was like,
yeah,
like sweetheart, we are at work, and a smile emoji can mean many things. I get that, but like, I'm not gonna every emoji in a Slack or a team. Oh man, but that's literally what was going on.
Big Llama, we need a whole nother HR department to handle everyone that just uses the word trigger.
Oh yeah,
you know what? Yes,
I was literally about to say that. I was like, triggered. The word trigger just pisses me off, because I'm like going,
well,
did you really get triggered, or is it your feelings that you were just like,
triggered, gaslighting?
Yeah.
What's the other one that people use? The boss is doing this to me. Oh shoot, we hear it all the time too. It's not he's being aggressive or passive aggressive. He's being
passive aggressive. Yeah, no.
He's trying to hunt me or something like that. It's a witch
hunt.
He's
targeting.
Witch hunt.
Targeting. Yeah. Thank you. Targeting.
He's targeting me.
He's targeting me. Yeah, and
he's
I'm like
gaslighting me.
Yo, the last 3 performance reviews shows me that you have like you're a 4 when the basic person's a 2. Like, come on. Like, no, he's not targeting you. He's performing you out is what he's doing. But that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But you're doing it to yourself.
You're doing it to yourself. That's the thing they forget. They're doing it to themselves. But
it's never me. I can't do anything to myself. I'm perfect. Everybody's against me.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is a rare moment when that is true. There is a rare moment, because some people do get together and they do some awful, unhuman, like mean things, and they shouldn't. But 99% of the time, it's woe is me, and the emotions to be flip HR to their side, and we're going, where are the facts? The facts show me that you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. The facts show that you leave at 4 o'clock instead of 5.
The facts show that you logged in 2 days out of 5 days last week.
Oh,
Exactly.
I remember that one.
You didn't close those tickets.
Close those tickets. Mine is still favorite of the We Are Not Bankers Hours. Just want to make sure y'all know this. We Are Not Bankers Hours.
That was bad. That was a bad day.
4 to 5. We can't do that.
I work
No.
banker hours now.
Nice.
Must be
I'm-
nice.
I'm told to work banker's hours now, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. So
Well, okay. Well, the going into this one is this company's toxic. So I'm going to give one-liners. I want everybody to put your one-liner in there of what you think off the top of your head, and then we'll just move on to the next one so I can get through these for you guys.
all right. Yeah.
This company's toxic. What's your thought that comes to your head?
The first thought.
First thought.
So I will preface it just by saying depends on the company. If
Okay.
they are truly toxic, first thought is you ain't wrong. And what comes out is like, oh, that's unfortunate. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That's unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Holly, or
My feelings are very much the same along the lines. It depends upon, because what people's definition of toxic is subjective.
Yeah.
But if it truly is a toxic company, which sometimes it is, I'm that person that always tries to find the good in things. So I, would be like, let's talk about why you think the company is toxic, or why you believe it's toxic, or, there are things that maybe I can help explain to you, or we can dive into deeper, or, I've worked in some toxic environments that are horrible, horrible places. And it's very hard when you sit in HR and you are that first face, if you will, or voice of the company, and you sell that company. Because on the inside, you're trying to change the company from the inside out and trying to help that culture get better so that no one will ever come to you with that remark. But as we all know, everything is subjective, and the world we live in is a very much of a gimme, gimme, gimme world. And I want it to be my way world. And so, I think, just like Llama said, I pretty much echo exactly what he says. So, yeah. Jake from HR, what about you?
In my head, it's, well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? And what comes out of my mouth is, I'd really love to know what prompted this comment.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah, take that. I gotta seal that one.
Mine is, and yet somehow you're the main ingredient.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's my first thought. My second thought is really kind of what y'all said. Is like, what makes this a toxic environment? Why do you feel that way? And then I pull out the therapy book and go, and how does that make you feel?
and he says, would you like a glass of water? Here, have a seat.
In this case, I want to be devilish and give him a glass of Sprite. So all I can hear is,
the burp. Yeah.
It's a glass that's like Dr. Green Sprite.
Dr. Green Sprite. Dr. Thunder, is that what it was? Or Mr.
Oh yeah, Doc Thunder.
Mr. Pibb, isn't it Mr. Pibb?
Mr. Pibb, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Thunder. That's what it was. Yes. And so, hey, Dr. Spray. Chad's Dr. Spray. But as I'm going to go through these, I want y'all to, because we're going to wrap up here in a minute. Employees. So here's our exit interview edition. Okay. Here's the last parts of this. Is employee says, I'm leaving because this place doesn't value me.
Oh.
Well, you showed up late, missed deadlines, and thought teamwork meant group texting complaints. What exactly were we supposed to value?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Again, it depends on the place and depends on their actions. And as HR, you have to sort of the first initial reaction is if they treat people badly or their policies are not, helping the employees. Maybe they don't. But again, my many 20 plus years of doing this, after loyalty, right, that you feel it should be rewarded, and being unceremoniously handed a package to say thank you for 20 years. I kind of feel like it doesn't matter if they value you or not. It doesn't. It's what you bring to the table. It's your work ethic and what you decide to bring. And you can care about the job and you can do the job well, but at the end of the day, you should value you. You got to know. You got to know what you bring to the table. You got to know the skills that you have and have confidence in those abilities. And yeah, if this place doesn't want you there, there's going to be something else for you somehow. And I know it sucks because I think we've all been there where we're we're like, what are we going to do now? Right. Because the job just abruptly ended. But I honestly feel like it's taken me a while to learn how to be confident about it. Like, hey, I bring some good skills. I know wherever I go, I'll be a valued member.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't feel that I have the value for your organization, that's okay. I don't need your organization. I'll see somewhere else. So
the question there, Jake from HR, which was, I'm leaving because this place doesn't value me. And, there was a come out, well, with missed deadlines and, group texting complaints, what exactly were we supposed to value was the answer behind that. So you have a thought?
I have several thoughts.
Short, sweet, and simple right now. Let's keep it short, sweet, simple.
Short, simple, and sweet. In my head, I would love to tell them, you know what? I'd love to tell you that you're going to be missed, but you're not. but I do a lot of exit surveys, and while there may be a lot of grains of salt, there you go. I'm coming back. Sorry. While there may be a lot of grains of salt, there's always a little piece of pepper in there that has some truth to it. So you got to find that piece of pepper.
Ooh. I'm just
I like
waiting.
that.
I'm gonna record. Well, I'm recording this now. I'm gonna take some of these.
We are recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some of these and use them in my work. I love his sayings for sure.
Definitely. And and sometimes it burns my biscuits when he takes all my little sayings.
Listen, you got to say PhD, bussin'. I know you've been wanting to say that on the damn podcast. Don't think I didn't hear you.
Though.
It slaps. Don't think I didn't hear you put in bussin' and slaps in today's podcast. It's in the transcript.
Oh, Jake's like, I'm done with hearing this.
Yeah, it might be his phone. His phone finally died.
But the last part of this, which I will say, there's two things, but keep it simple, stupid. You can say, hey, can you please go ahead and perform the KISS method? Keep it simple, stupid. It's always my favorite little saying there. Learned that for all my military guys. Sorry, Holly. We use that term a lot, which was, hey, kiss, man. Kiss. No, I don't want you to kiss me. I want you to keep it simple, stupid. So, anyways. But the last one is I have I think every one of us has had this moment, the delusional diva. I deserve to be the vice president. Ooh. And with the wonderful clapback that I have on this one is, you deserve a Netflix documentary titled Confident Yet Clueless, The Rise and Fall of Corporate Delusion.
I love that.
Find it. What are your thoughts? So y'all have all dealt with someone who says, well, I deserve this promotion, or I deserve to be the director or vice president. And I'm sitting here going, no. You wait until we tell you deserve it.
I think it depends upon the person, the company, and the level, because a lot of times nowadays, I feel like I'm 90 years old when I say kids, but younger people come into the workforce, God bless them, and they feel that after 6 months, they should be a director, and they've put in their time, and you're like, oh, sweetie, no. You need to have the experience, the skills, and the background to do the job. And just because you came to work every day for 6 months on time, you needed an award, which means a promotion. And so it depends about some people truly, come in and they may take a title cut or a pay cut to come to a company to get their foot in the door. And our job, which, I've always loved, is looking at people when they come in and looking at their backgrounds and seeing how you can utilize and transfer their skills and use them to help give them the spotlight they need to get to that area they want to get to. So sometimes it's truly warranted, and yes, that hey, they do deserve that promotion. But majority of the time, it's not. It's the, hey, can I come talk to you? I've been here, 6 months or 8 months, and I truly deserve this. Well, tell me why. Why do you deserve that? What have you done that's above and beyond your job that's going to help you get that promotion, or that tells me you deserve that promotion? Like, let's talk about it so we can talk to your leader about it. But just because you've come to work every day on time and you've actually done your job we're paying you for does not give you the right to have that promotion. Sorry, I feel real strongly about this because this happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. I'll say I agree, Holly, of how that employee comes across, and yeah, they don't have exactly what it takes, or the skill sets, or the proper certification, whatever. Sometimes you have to be honest with them, especially a delusional diva. But I want to flip it to say I have said that before. I've said that before, and
Really?
that I should have been this, or I should have gotten this promotion. But the funniest thing was the response I got to not getting the promotion.
Oh God! Please don't tell me that's what it was.
Well,
You got that response, but not one that I even liked.
Well, I hold on. We've heard this one. Time in seat, right? I got that as a response. Time in seat, or something to that effect, right? Like that you need a little bit more. You need some more time and experience in a senior level dealing with senior leaders, and everything in me was wanted to say, do you know like the levels that I've held? Like I was a director of an entire unit that had spanned from one end of the county to another. I've been at the one of the biggest companies in Florida with over 10,000 employees, and I've had divisions that I've run. Like, you really didn't look at my resume, but I had to smile and go, okay, thank you so much, I appreciate the feedback. But that's insulting. Like that to me is like, so yes, the delusional person, it's easy to be like, really, come on, you need help. But like, when somebody who has the experience says it, you have to ask, like, what exactly happened? Like, what were you told was the reason? Because I need to understand. And then you have to look at the record. Maybe at that company, they might have some issues and things like that. But yeah, I remember getting that conversation, and I just wanted to punch a screen, because I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. Like, the job I was doing was like 6 levels below what I was doing before. And I'm like, I'm doing this with my eyes closed. Like, taking this other job would be putting me a little closer to what I was doing before. So, I was like, you're missing out. That's how I looked at it. Like, I value me. You're missing out. Congratulations. Have fun. And I know that they hired somebody less experienced than I did right after. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? And now you're my boss. All right, no problem. I'll work with you.
We've all been there.
So I would like to end it with this. I hate to set
sorry.
everybody off. That's okay. And this one's a special one, so I'm going to end it with this, because I know I said I was going to end it with the other one, but I just saw this and it reminded me of how Big Llama is number one. Okay?
Oh shit!
Big Llama, you're number one.
I'm always number one.
The human middle finger. I'm just blunt. I know we talked about it earlier, but no, you're emotionally constipated and mistaking it for a personality. There's a difference between honest and hostile. HR sees it. Even your therapist gave up.
Oh shit! No.
So there's that human middle finger there for you. Big one. Just want to make sure I did this tidbit.
Yeah. Well, again, I've been told I'm number one by many an employee. Double-fisted salute. So, yeah, I'm just blunt. You can be blunt, and you can be direct, right? Another word for blunt, direct. But it's the manner in which you present. That's all.
And
Don't
there's time
sugar.
and place for everything.
Well, and are you consistent with it? Like that's the key. That's the key. If you sugarcoat everything, and then you selectively become blunt, then it's weird. It's a weird, like, what, like you were great about everything else. Now you're going to come at me, like, no. But yeah, bluntness is a good way of people just masking that they're assholes sometimes. But
good point. So do you want to do the go around the thing there, Big Llama?
Yeah, so Holly is you are new to our show tonight. We just kind of go around and give either some sound advice on tonight's topic or something you'd like people to know that's a little bit more earnest about the HR world. So we'll just go around the horn. We'll start with you, Holly. What are some takeaways from tonight, or what's your final parting shot for anyone who's listening?
I think it's always smart to think before you speak, no matter who you are, whether you're HR or not. And that, we're human just like everyone else. So we do think these thoughts in our heads when we were like, oh my God, why? Like, how could you do this? Why would you say this? We, of course, are not going to say that to you as a leader or an employee. But, just remember, every department does their best. We're doing our best for the employees, for the leaders. We're trying to be the best HR person we can be. We try to respect you. We would like you to respect us. So I just say, think before you speak. Truly think about the words that come out of your mouth and how they affect people and those around you. So yeah.
Perfect. We'll see. Jake, are you still with us? I know you've been having
I
issues.
swapped phones. I'm still here.
Okay.
So I agree with Holly Resources. Y'all know my sayings: think twice, speak once. And if you are just a very blunt person to everyone, do not go into HR. Don't even be a leader.
True.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, we all have things that we truly want to tell people to their face. Unfortunately, we cannot do. I'm losing service again. Unfortunately, we cannot do that in real life. We have to filter it. So that's my 2 cents.
All right, Dr. Green.
What
kind of busting information you have for the people?
No cap.
Oh gosh.
No cap, buddy.
Okay. So the heart of HR, it isn't paperwork. Okay. It's purpose. We have a purpose, just like you have a purpose, and our purpose isn't to tear you down. Our purpose is not to lead you to the water just so that you can get to an empty trough. We're there to lead you to the water so that you can drink. It's a choice by you to follow the policies, follow the rules, and learn as you go along so that you can have a proactive instead of a reactive future. So when I say all that, I say this: just do the right thing. Just like some of my colleagues have already said before, which is do the right thing and just be human about it. That's the best part of being human resources, that not everything fits into this little thing. Not everybody gets in the attendance ribbon. Like, all of that is just be a human. Just be human.
All right. So my sentiment, obviously, these are real things that we think and that people think. And honestly, if this is what makes us human beings, right? We have impulses, we have reactions to things that people say. What makes you a good HR person, obviously, is exactly what Holly said. Think before you speak. Like, internalize it a little bit. You cannot be just a rapid fire person that gives out information. You got to think about what you're going to say, because people are listening. If you're in an HR role, people, 3 layers above you are listening to what you say, and they will value your opinion if you're effective. But aside from that, the one thing that hit me here is, there's a lot of things that we've said, the company. Think about this. As an HR person, you can impact that. As shitty as the company treats employees, or as bad as a policy is, you can help, and you can impact it by taking advantage of the policies. Like read them, understand them. What is benefits employees, what benefits the company, and be honest about those types of things. So a lot of things are real things that people say, and you again, how can our policy help them? How can you help them? What's a good sound advice you can give them? And remember, at the end, we have all said it, we're all human beings. But deep down, you want to do the right thing. You need to do the right thing. Don't just do things to please others. Do the very best you can and value yourself. Remember, you hold ultimate value here. No one should have to validate who you are or what you do. So those are some parting shots for tonight's episode, at least that I got out of. So I always love this part of the show because we do get to say the things that we want to kind of put out there. Holly,
over.
Yeah, well, true. Well, Holly, as this is your first time, you obviously always invited back to come back, and then we appreciate you taking the time with us tonight. So make sure you guys
Holly!
Yay, Holly!
Thanks for having me. Thank you. It's been fun.
Again, always fun to have people on, and always fun to talk through our trauma. But yeah, guys, if you guys like this show, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. Go over there and tell them how much you love the show. Go hit up the notification bells, all that stuff, so that you know when we drop our episodes. Go to our IMDb page. We've got IMDb. We're listed there.
We are.
Give us a rating there, wherever the hell you want to go. Look, go to Google reviews. Go to, I don't know, what are the other review places? TripAdvisor. I don't know.
What's that? Yelp. Give me a Yelp.
Go to Yelp. Tell them you love our show. Like everything helps. Everything helps. And right now, just so that you know, and this is just my last bit of advertising before I hand it over to Jake to close this out officially. Mama Mel is actually winning the merch store.
Oh, come on.
Well,
yes, Mel.
She bought her own merch. Like that wasn't against the rules. So
that's just dirty.
She's smart. She's just smart.
So she
Holly
bought
Holly knows which one to get. Okay.
The doctor. No, she's the big llama. That's what you want. Anyway, she got the I Love HR hoodie with Team Mama Mel on the sleeve. So she's winning the merch game for us. So if you guys want to support us and show your love, we have a bunch of stuff in the merch store. Links will be in the description. All right, enough of my advertising shit. Jake, take us home.
All righty. I will use a filter in saying this with much love until we call you into the office again. Have an amazing night.
Bye.
Well, that's another episode of the 4 Friends Trying to Figure Out HR. We didn't solve anything, but hey, at least we tried.
And by tried, we mean we laughed, we overshared, and we probably violated some HR guidelines ourselves.
But remember, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take our advice. Seriously, don't.
And if your HR manager asks, you've never heard of us or this podcast.